See the connecting links, arms, and rods from the steering box to the wheel are not worn or cracked, and that the joints and sockets are not worn or loose, and there's no missing nuts, bolts, or cotter pins. Be more careful, Gina. I want to do my manual light test. Will you help me?
Yep.
Okay.
Somebody help her, please.
So for my manual light test, I'm going to give you my signals. This will be my left turn signal, right, high beam, low beam, four-way flashers, reverse, and stop.
Make sure you put your seatbelt on when you're in the bus. Turn your bus on. Close your door.
So now I'm going to do my doors. My doors operate smoothly. Okay. My boarding lights are on and working, and my step tread is not loose or excessively warm. My standing line is clear and present. My floors are clean and free of obstruction. My stanchions and my handholds are securely mounted. My ADA seats lock into place. My stop request works. I have 6 ADA stickers that are intact and not damaged on the windows. All of my ADA belts have no rips, tears, and are not frayed. And my seatbelt latches properly. No rips, tears, and frays. This side pre-trip is exactly the same as this side. Would you like me to check it?
Nope.
Okay. My seats, there's no broken seat frames. My seat frames are firmly attached to the floor. My seat cushion is firmly attached to the seat frames. My seats are clean, and there's no missing, there's no rips or tears. They're clean with no graffiti on the back of the seats. My stairwell lighting to the rear is intact and on, and the watch your step sticker is intact, not faded, and in good condition. My pull cords are secure and functional. My emergency exit operates smoothly and closed securely from the inside. And I also have 8 in total emergency exits. Okay, so for my emergency equipment, I have my fire extinguisher that is securely mounted, fully charged. Inspection is current, and the cotter pin is secure. And for my emergency roadside kit, on a one-way divided road, I will put 10, 100, and 200 to the rear of the vehicle. On a two-way divided road, I will put 10, 100 to the back, 100 to the front, and this bus does not have electrical fuses.
You replacing triangles?
Huh?
Triangles?
Reflective triangles. Then I have my seat, which is securely mounted. My seat belt is securely mounted, and my belt has no rips, tears, or frays, and it latches properly. Alrighty. So I have my driver's side window as well as my windshield that's free of cracks and obstructions. I have 3 interior mirrors and 2 exterior mirrors that are securely mounted, free of damage. There's no cracks or obstructions, and they adjust properly. My doors, both front and rear, open smoothly and close securely from the inside, and my glass is free of cracks and obstructions. I have my hazards that are working on the dash. My left turn signal, right turn signal, high beams and low beams are all working on the dash. My interior lighting is on and working. My horn is working, and my steering wheel cannot have more than 1 inch of play. My windshield wipers and my windshield wiper fluid is working. My defroster and my heater are also working. My ABS light is not on, and then I have my fuel gauge and my DEF gauge, which are functional. My 12 volt meter is above 12 volts. My 24 volt meter is above 24 volts. My engine oil pressure is around 30 psi and functioning. My transmission oil, water temperature, and coolant level are all operational and in operating range. I have my kneeler that is operational. I also have my ramp. Okay, so I have my ramp. When I deploy my ramp is securely mounted. It has no leaks, no damage. Also no debris. And I'm also checking to make sure that my ramp, the step tread is not loose or excessively worn. And if for some reason my ramp wasn't working on the dash, I can always hit the latch and deploy it out with my hand and bring it in with my hand. And I also want to mention that my primary and secondary gauges are between 90 and 120 psi. So now I'm going to go straight into my air brake test. So for this test, I'm making sure that my air pressure is built up between 110 and 130 psi. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off my bus. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my bus to night run, which is 2 clicks to the right. And I'm also going to go ahead and push in my spring brake. Okay, so for my first test, I'm doing my static air test. I'm checking my pressure gauge to make sure that it doesn't drop more than 2 psi in 60 seconds. And my time starts now. So we're going to say that test passed. So we're going to go ahead to the next test, which is the apply brake test. I'm going to apply my foot to the brake and hold the pedal down for 60 seconds to make sure that it doesn't drop more than 3 psi after the initial drop. And I'm also listening out the window for any air leaks, and my time starts now. So we're going to say that that test went ahead and passed. So now I'm going to do my third test, which is my low air warning light and buzzer. I'm going to rapidly pump my brake till about 60 psi, and at that time my low air warning light and buzzer will come on. Alright, so that came on, that test passed. Now I'm going to go to my spring brake test. I'm going to pump my brake between 20 and 45 psi, and the spring brake should pop up. Okay, that test is now passed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and turn on my bus and allow my pressure to build back up to about 120 psi, and I'll go ahead to my fifth test once that comes up, but I'll go ahead and explain it to you. In order to do this test, I need to put my vehicle in gear, and I'm going to rev the gas pedal 3 times at 1200 RPM to test my parking brake to make sure that my parking brake holds. So once that pressure is built up, we'll go ahead and perform that next test. Alright, so it's about at 120 psi, so we're going to go ahead and do the next test. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. So for the last and final test, is going to be testing the service brake. We'll move the vehicle forward about 5 miles per hour, and we'll firmly stop on to test our service brake. We'll firmly put our foot there to stop the bus, and we'll also make sure that we hold our hands under the wheel to make sure that the bus doesn't pull to the left or to the right. Okay, and that completes the full pre-trip and air brake test.